What's happening, y'all? What's happening? This your boy Coach Marshall from the More Than the Coach podcast. I thank y'all for being with me tonight. It's gonna be a special treat tonight. First off, I want to give my co-host, Mr. Fredell Jackson, wishing some love, speedy recovery. You well, young brother. We had you back next week. But tonight, y'all, before I get into my guests, you know what I gotta do. Gotta pay them bills, man, and get some thanks out to the people that support you, boy. So give me a sec, y'all. I'm gonna play y'all the video now. Did it on me and my wife podcast. Got to get a little better with it, but I liked it. So hold tight. Well, I take that back. We're not doing that video on this one. Whoops. That's the thing with technology, y'all. So, got to do what I got to do. So tonight, y'all, I want to give a special thanks to Baldwin Multimedia, always supporting this big bro with videos, music, photography, as well as apparel. So y'all make sure y'all check Reg Baldwin out. Also, Mr. Greg Lewis, JKG Apparel and Designs, built what you believe in. Contact him 989-980-4838. That's Mr. Greg Lewis, y'all. He definitely a beast on them varsity jackets for all y'all high school seniors looking for a varsity jacket. Get with my brother. Also, Live Ways. It's the app that's created by a young man right here in Saginaw, y'all. Live connections, endless possibilities. Y'all make sure y'all check him out. Andreas Williams. He got something big going on. And also, not only that, he just started up the new soapbox. This app, I got to dibble into it myself, but this is more like a app where it's going to be live debates, all kind of things going on. Plus, the More Than the Coach podcast will be on there live. So y'all make sure y'all check that out. Beautifully, Just Being Me by Miss Joya Marshall, y'all. Get your beard oil, your facial soaps, and all your beauty supplies right from Miss Joya Marshall. Y'all make sure y'all check her out. You can follow her on Instagram as well as Facebook. Y'all can check her out and see what you got there. Also, the Mr. and Mrs. Marshall podcast every Sunday, 8 p.m., unless something going on. Y'all make sure y'all check us out. It's a beautiful thing. All right. As well, before we get going, gotta say Black History Month. Gonna always get that love out to the Black History Month, even though it's more than 1 month, y'all. But hey, we gonna do what we do. So happy Black History Month to everyone out there. It's the disclaimer. I don't read it. You can see it. You can read it. Y'all know what time it is. These my views, my opinions. You don't like it. Don't like it. Oh, well. That's it for the night, though, y'all. Oh, yeah, one last thing. I got to give a shout out to my nephew, Mr. Trey Garrett. Also, 1,000-point career scorer at Saginaw Valley University. And he also 500 rebounds this season. Way to rock out, nephew. I'm proud of you. All right. So, y'all, with no delay, y'all, I'm going to give a brief introduction. And I'm going to let my guest step on and say what he about and who he is. But tonight, y'all, my guest, Mr. Coach Eddie Hamilton. He's a mentor. He's a minister. He's a father. He's a husband. And y'all, most definitely, he's a basketball coach. Tonight, y'all, it's a pleasure. I met this man virtually online about a year ago, following his Coach's Sanctuary podcast. Put me up on a lot of things. I learned a lot. Actually took somewhere back to my programs, y'all, and it helped big time. So tonight, y'all, with no further ado, I'm going to bring in on the stage with me, y'all, Mr. Coach Eddie Hamilton. How you doing today, Coach?
Man, I'm good. I'm
All
good.
right.
Just trying to catch my breath. Moving
Okay,
around like you
okay.
do. Yeah, you know how it go.
Oh, yeah, big time. Man, first off, I want to welcome you and physically get to sit and chat with you, man. We
Yeah.
always talk through social media and things like that, following each other back and forth. So now tonight, I get to have a conversation with you, see you face to face, man. And I think it's going to be a good thing, man. So
Yeah,
before we
man.
get going, can you tell my listeners a little bit more about you?
All right. So, name's Eddie Hamilton. Um, my mother and father still living. They actually live around the corner from me.
Okay.
So I'm Eddie Jr. Um, and I'm My wife name is Tanya Hamilton. We were married 22 years.
All right.
She's a registered nurse, also a licensed cosmetologist.
Okay.
Um, we have a son named Ethan Hamilton, and he's 11, and he's our miracle child. We had 5 miscarriages before he was born and 2 after.
Whoa.
Uh, so yeah, so changed my life.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, changed my life. Um, we live in Bossier City, Louisiana, which is the twin city of Shreveport. We're
Okay.
about 3 hours east of Dallas, and
Okay.
so yeah, so we're kind of a Texas, Arkansas, um, Louisiana melting pot here in this northwest corner of Louisiana. Born and raised here. Man, graduated from college. Went to school in Mississippi for just a semester. Went to play basketball, and I got hurt.
Mm.
And I decided that wasn't my life. But that's when I discovered that I wanted to be a coach. That's when I got into knowing that I wanted to do this for my life, man. When I got hurt and couldn't play basketball anymore, so and when I did that, I left and I transferred back here closer to home at Northwestern State University, and that's where I met my wife at. So,
Okay.
uh, yeah, my high school, man, Booker T. Washington High School, finished in '98. Played basketball in school, man. I was just an average guy. Wasn't
Mm.
no superstar. Just played hard and did what coach asked me to do. And loved playing basketball and growing up in church. I grew up in the Church of God in Christ background, kind of a Pentecostal background. So grew up playing drums and piano in church. Uh, and I love that just as much as I do basketball. And I still play music to this day. It's actually been, somebody asked me the other day, and I've been playing music in church for 31 years. 31
Wow.
years. Yeah. So kind of a jack of all trades
Oh yeah.
with that. Yeah. So, finished high school with honors, went on to college. Like I said, went to Northwestern, met my wife there. So she always said that that's why basketball in Mississippi didn't work out for me because I was supposed to
Mm.
beat her.
That's right. That's right.
uh, Man, if we got married young. I was a junior in college and she was a senior.
Excuse me.
So we got married, man, and started off making $400 a month together.
Wow.
Yeah, and I like to tell that because people need to know, how it went, man. So we met each other with nothing. We was in
Mm.
school. We stayed in my dorm room for 2 weeks after we got
Mm.
married, and then we stayed with our pastors for about a month before we got our first apartment. So that's how
Wow.
we started off our marriage, man. And
Wow.
then later on, she finished college before I did, um, and then I finished after her, and just to fast forward it, man, we lived in Natchitoches for about 10 years, stayed there. And then this is where I'll jump into my coaching career.
Okay.
Um, Man, while I was finishing up school, I got a chance to be kind of like a graduate assistant at Lakeview High School, which is like a perennial power here in Louisiana in Class
Oh,
2A. And their state championship in 2003, I was able to be a part of that, 41 and 0,
whoa.
41 and 0. And just so people can know, to give some context, man, that wasn't no easy 41 and 0. We beat Big Baby Davis his
Oh.
junior year. Oh yeah,
Oh.
yeah,
Whoa.
yeah. Beat yeah. So and then also along with him, we had to go through. Had two twenties brothers, man. They both were 6'8", 6'9" brothers. We had nobody taller than 6'2". Nobody taller than 6'2". Yeah. So it was a journey. Another gentleman we played against, I forgot his name, but he went to McNeese. He was dropping like 38 a game in high school. I had to go through him. Like I got a chance to see probably the highest level of high school basketball coming into the profession,
Okay.
and so I kind of got spoiled with that. And
Yeah.
and just a quick shout out. That's why I met Coach Charles Deans, Corey Deans. He's coaching at Captain Shreve High School now, and he's becoming a legend of his own right as well. Somebody I got a lot of respect for, and that's we met each other. And so I coached at Lakeview, did that, man. Got the head job after Coach Braxton, legendary coach, after he passed from council. Got a chance to coach there for a little while. And, slow start, just getting started. I ain't know what the crap I was doing, you
Mm.
know. And then when Katrina hit, man, I quit. I actually quit for 2 years. I did not
Oh,
coach. It's just the reality of the coach's life with the
mhm.
responsibility that we have, and we don't get paid what we worth at this
That's
level.
right. That's
You
right.
know what I'm saying? Shoot, I left, and
Hmm.
I left. I made some bills, man. Spent some money I didn't have. So I went into the bless you. I
No,
went into
thank
the car business for about 2 years, man. And after I made enough money to kind of pay those bills, man, the itch was there, was still there. I wanted to coach, and so I
you.
came back and had to take the long route.
Yeah.
Be an assistant coach, man. Work at the alternative school. There in Natchitoches. Got a chance to be an assistant coach with Coach Chris Bush. He's a legend here in this area. He's a program builder. Wherever he goes, they go from nothing to top five in the state overnight. Like that's what he does.
That's all
He's
right.
a principal. Yeah, he's a principal now in Logansport, Louisiana, and so that's what I got a chance to jump back in. And then I actually got a chance to take over the Lakeview job after Coach Braxton passed. And then from that point, my wife and I decided to move back home.
Okay.
And when I came back home, I coached at Bethune Middle School, which is now closed. But went there, man, and it was kind of a down situation. Got a chance to turn it around real quick. It was probably the most fun I ever had coaching was middle school, honestly.
Okay.
Probably the most fun ever.
Yeah.
Had some real great stories in that situation. Just some turnaround stories for some of the kids that I coached there. Um, and then I had to be moved from that spot because I was a new teacher. That's all right, coach. Take your time. Take your
Yes,
time.
sir. I'm trying to get
um,
through.
that's all right, man. That's all right. So from that point, I went to Southwood High School as an assistant for 1 year. And then that's after that, I was there with Coach Norm Piku, who gave me opportunity to come over. And after that, that's when I started. That was like when I got into being my next job that I really kind of came into my own was at Fair Park High School.
Okay.
Um, I was there for 6 years, and that's where I say that's where I started to figure it out. Like, what
Hmm.
was the purpose of coaching? The type of person I needed to be, the type of husband I needed to be, you know, all of those things started to come into play there. I mean, that's when I really started to grow up, and that was in the 2011, 2012 school year. And, uh,
Excuse me.
and man, I don't have enough time to tell the stories there, man. But that, man, when I tell you, I would trade everything right now to go back to that time. That
Mm.
was that was an amazing, amazing time.
Yeah.
Great kids, great people, and it was tough. It was tough. And I was going in after a legend,
Hmm.
state championship coach. Thank God, him and my father, they were neighbors, so I got a chance
Okay.
to be friends with him. And
Yeah.
with the community, man, the first couple of years, bro, they couldn't stand my guts.
Yeah. Been
They
there.
wanted their old coach back, man, and
Hmm.
he retired, and he encouraged me to stick with it, and man, it turned around. We went from a 10-win team to a 28-win team.
Wow.
Uh, became a top five team in the state in Class 4A. 5A is our highest classification. There, man, we
Okay.
won two district championships, two district run-ups, quarterfinal runs. Kids are were doing well in life, man. Going on, they're becoming husbands, fathers. Like, man, and like that's where the transformation for me happened. You
Yeah.
know, man, and during that time frame, just to paint the picture, man, I pretty much was losing my mind. I almost lost my family. I had just had my son,
Mm.
and man, I tripped out, and I'll get a
Yeah.
chance to tell a little bit more about that later.
Okay.
But that's where I got a chance to really learn what it meant to be a coach. Uh,
Yes.
and but it wasn't about me being a coach. It was about me being a husband and a father first. And then as I learned that, that's when I saw the transformation and the change of my program. So
Okay.
so Fair Park closed, and that was a great story with that. We had a chance to go to state that before the school closed 2 years in a row. They shut down, and I got a chance to go back to the school that I started at when I got to Shreveport at
Okay.
Southwood and take over there. And when I got there, I was able to win a district championship and two district run-ups while we were there. And there are a couple of kids from Southwood that they're still playing to this day. Latravian Black is my first pro. He's over in Portugal playing.
Okay.
Uh, he was at Foul Park and Southwood with me. Great story. I'm talking about from rags to riches for real with him.
Mm.
Um, Probably just probably one of my favorites ever. And then Daniel Ortiz, who's now at the University of Alabama Birmingham.
Okay.
He's playing there. He played for me at Southwood. He went to Calvary his senior year after I left. And so a lot of people know him from Calvary, but he played for me for 3 years. And
Okay.
so he's at UAB now. Christian Caldwell is now at Southern Arkansas
Mm.
playing now. He's still playing now. Went and visited him last week. That y'all saw that picture I posted. So those are the guys that still playing that I coached. And a lot of guys are doing well in life, man. Graduating from college, getting married, having kids. And I left Southwood and went to airline, and that's where you got a chance to kind of get the story, to hear the story about me when I
Mm-hmm.
made the decision to leave a great situation at Southwood to cross over school districts to come to Bossier Parish, because over here we get out of school at 2:30.
Okay.
Over there we got out of school at 4 o'clock.
Wow.
Over here you practice during school.
Mm.
Over there you practice after school.
Wow, that's deep.
Yeah. So when my son gets out of school, he gets off the bus at 4 o'clock here in Bossier Parish. I'm done with basketball for the day and going home every day.
Oh,
And
that's all right.
yeah, and that was a decision when I came at that time. Airline was kind of just in between. It's a legendary program. Just kind of, how everything cycles.
Yep.
Talent cycles, and so people wonder why I left and why did I come here. And man, but I came because I got a chance to come home and be present. You know
That's
what I'm
right.
saying? And so now I resigned from airline last summer, and now I'm at Seminary College
Okay.
uh, as an assistant coach there. Coach Dorsey gave me an opportunity to come over, and so now I don't know what's next, but this is what I'm doing right now. So
Okay.
this is what I'm doing now. So that's the coaching journey, and
Yeah.
that's, of course, that's chopped up, and you can ask me
Oh yeah.
anything you want to along with that, those lines.
Oh
And
yeah.
but currently as well, I throw this plug in. You see at the bottom it says EddieJHamilton.com.
Mm-hmm.
Over the next 2 to 3 years, man, I've been developing my consulting and speaking company, and
Okay.
it's starting to come into fruition now. Where now I am. You'll see the website will be posted. You'll start seeing me doing more content, man. Now I'm advocating for coaches
Mm.
for prioritizing our well-being first, but still being able to build winning programs. So
Exactly.
that's what I'm doing now. That's what most of, is that my wife? Hey, tell
Hmm.
everybody.
Hey.
Hello, how you doing, Mrs. Hamilton?
This is Coach Marshall, and this is all his friends.
Hey,
Yeah.
all
Hello.
All right, she headed the praise team rehearsal. All right,
Hmm.
yeah, and there go my son.
There
Come
you
on,
go. That's your
there go,
twin.
that's my boy.
How
Tell
you
everybody
doing?
hello. All
right.
right.
Hmm. That's all right.
Yeah, man. So now with the consulting company, man, the idea is to get into school districts, to get into colleges, even recreational facilities, and start to basically just mentor coaches. Um, it's a lot going on. You and I both know, you from back in the day like me. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Times are changing,
Yes.
and right now I'm seeing where that coaches need help, man. Not
Yeah.
just the young coming in, but even the ones that's in our category, man. We need help.
Yes.
Uh, we're probably one of the most underappreciated professions, and we're not talking about just the volunteers at AAU and Summer League. We're talking about us as this is our career.
Yeah.
And so what I'm doing now is advocating for coaches, man. Just awareness, just with self care, mental health. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Man, I last year when I did the podcast, which how you and I met, that podcast has now turned into a curriculum. Like, it's done. I have a curriculum now,
Mm.
and I wrote 10 ebooks from the podcast, man. And so now when you go to my website and you join, become a member on the site, now you'll have access to all of my ebooks. all types of downloads, man, just stuff on just program development, um, relationships with parents,
Hmm.
kids, self care, the importance of mentorship. Like all of those things are available now when you go to to my website, and then you'll start to see me hosting master classes and group coaching, things like that, man. So that's the space that I'm in right now that you're seeing, man. So it's funny, man, because I still feel like I'm 17 years old, but I'm 43 and I've been doing this 20 years.
Wow.
It's like because of my ministry background, I'm a minister at my church.
Yes.
Uh, it feels like this is turned into a ministry for me because I get phone calls and text messages all the time,
Hmm.
asking questions about things. And so now, if I feel like that's the tug on me right now to be a help to upcoming coaches, those that's been in the profession for a while who just need a little help, man. And
Yeah.
before I let you ask me some questions, I got to throw this plug in too as well.
Go ahead.
Shout out to my brother, Tyrone Hamilton.
All right.
He's one of the ones. He was one of the. Now he was a star basketball player. I wouldn't. He,
Okay.
yeah, all state player, all conference player in college, played overseas. And he now has a training company called Heartwork Institute, where they have
Hmm.
an AAU program, mentorship program. They train kids in basketball and mentor. And just to throw out, one of the players who y'all might be familiar with that they've been training since she was like in sixth grade, Michaela Williams at LSU.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah, so they don't advertise, so I'm doing it for
I
them.
know that's right. Hey, you
Yeah.
got to do that
Uh,
and help out.
Yeah,
Real.
so shout out to my
Um,
brother and his family. Man, that's my only brother, man, and their relationship means more to me, almost more than my parents and my wife. So
yeah.
shout out to bro, man. So that's it. I know I've been rambling on for a little while, man. So let's jump into it, man. What you got for
Let's
me?
talk though, my brother. And it's funny because you talked about a couple of things that I want to ask you about, and I'm gonna start with this one about helping coaches. You know, like what advice could you give a young coach that or older coach that's struggling because times have changed in my eyes, I'm gonna say the last 2 to 3 years. And
Yes,
I know I talked to a couple young guys that's got into coaching and they're ready to leave it already.
right.
You know. And so what kind of advice would you give them like to keep fighting and keep going forward in these difficult times we dealing with as coaches?
Well, one of the things that I really start with that's more important than anything else is that a lot of times we say, hey, I'm in it for the kids, I want to help this, that, and the other, or we just want to coach the game. It's too
Mhm.
extreme. But of course, we always got to have, we always, and we say this as coaches, we got to have something bigger than that. We got to have something
Yeah,
bigger than that because, even though we are doing it for the kids, the thing about it is, man, is that they have their own lives. They have their own
yeah,
lives. And when they come to you for 4 years and they move on, you want a solid relationship, but we always sacrifice more than they do.
yeah,
Always. That
that's true.
nobody's giving more than coach is. That's why we have to remember this. It's a job. And what is
Yeah,
the purpose of a job? To take care of your family.
that's true.
Like
Yeah.
this is the job that we chose. So it's the career that we love doing and we're passionate about. We care
Hmm.
about kids. We love the game. But more importantly, I work a job. I have a career to take care of my family. Now, if you don't have a family, like meaning a wife and children, everybody have different dynamics, whether they're helping
Yeah,
out with their parents or they helping with their grandmother, or just take care of yourself. So you go to a job to make sure that you can eat, have a place to live, buy some clothes, go out to eat, enjoy life.
yeah,
So with that perspective, in order for you to understand why I'm doing what I'm doing, I'm putting up what I'm putting up with, it got to start with that.
hmm,
So when we do that, it gives it perspective. What we've done over the years is that we've given the game and other people's children more than we've given our own. And
mm,
we've expected our families to sacrifice so that we can take care of the boys or the girls in the program. But the truth is, that's out of whack.
Wow.
It's out of whack.
Yeah.
So in this time frame that we're living in, where this is the most selfish era, bless you, Coach.
Yep, thank
This
you.
is the most selfish era that we've ever lived in.
Yes.
Social media, and self-promotion and branding at this point in time. So now self-centeredness is something that's really, really, really big. We got to make sure, like, man, these kids today, if you find a kid that love basketball more than you do, you just found you a pro. It's a pro.
That's
Because
true.
you and I both know it's rare now.
Yeah.
So we got to have a reason bigger than just, well, I love the game, I want to coach. Take care of home. I'm going to work to take care of my family. But if I'm never home, if I'm never present, then I'll get caught up in this kid, that parent, and you'll get pulled away because we make that more important than our own family.
Wow.
But guess what the kids need to see more than anything? They need to see us love our family more than them.
Whoa. Coach, you just hit something that even hit home with me. I know my wife wouldn't want me to put her business out here, but she's dealing with some health issues.
Okay.
It was a couple times, I had to tell my team, I felt bad because I should have been home. But instead, I made the sacrifice to go be with them, to go coach them. And it bothered me because, like you said, when we pour more into what they pour, and then I'm not getting that same result, and it frustrated me. So I was kind of rough on them that day, knowing I should have been home with her and helping her out. Because when I was younger coaching, I did put more into the kids instead of my own family. And like you said earlier in your comments, where I almost lost that family because, I had to grow up. So, man, I really appreciate that, you saying that, Coach, because we deal with a lot of things. And that's why I named my podcast More Than a Coach.
Absolutely.
And it's bigger than the game. And that's the hashtag. So people know we do this for a reason. And, when I was sitting with my wife today when I was at the doctor and listening to one of your interviews, and she was sitting over there and she heard you. And she was like, that's a man of God, ain't it? And I just started smiling because she's a strong woman of God, and she's seen that, and just from listening to you, she was like, I can't wait to watch that interview because I know he's going to speak something into you.
Wow.
And then just to hear that, man. So, you all the way in Louisiana and you making some affections and some things move here in Michigan. So I thank you for that, Coach, because it was something that God sent me to you when I started watching the Sanctuary podcast. And I started telling my coach, hey, man, y'all got to check this out. It's deep. Because I even had pulled up one of my favorite things to watch one of your videos. It was energy, attitude, and communication. Non-negotiables and expected. That was real powerful. And I sent that to my team, and they was like, dang, Coach. I said, so I'm not the only one saying this. This man's on the other side of the United States with the same theory. Sometimes kids don't want to believe us until it's somebody else. So I had to just bring that up and just say thank you because
thank you for sharing it.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Wow. Woo, that was good. So now, man, me with the chills with that one.
Yes,
so
sir.
Tell everybody about a little bit more about the Coach's Sanctuary podcast that you had. So that way they can, like you said, when they join, they can follow up and check it out.
Man, so last summer, I honestly, man, it just, I think, I want to say this was when, and I could be off on my dates, but this was when the Little League coach in Dallas, Texas was killed after a 9-year-old football game.
Was that the NFL player? Had something to do with
it? It was the NFL player's brother.
It
was his brother.
Yep.
And I did a video about that.
Mm.
And man, just thinking about it hurts,
Yeah.
But and you see coaches quitting. I'm talking about like winning coaches. Like
Yeah.
they're not quitting because they just retiring and going like they're tired.
Yeah.
The stuff that we deal with. Because the bottom line is right now in this era where every parent thinks their child is the next Division I athlete in pro.
Mm-hmm.
Coaches, man, we're not human beings to
Mm-hmm.
them. We're not
That's
humans. We
that's
don't
true.
have feelings. We don't have emotions. We don't have families. We don't have bills. We don't have
Mm.
none of that. We're just some dude that's, coaching.
That's right.
And it didn't fit their agenda. So, man, I really I was just kind of, just sitting and thinking and, kind of praying like, man, like, I want to help. How can I help? What's going on? And out of nowhere, I'm sitting there and the coach's sanctuary just pops in my head because I'm a church kid. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And so it pops in my head, man, and and I just get and I sat down and what I did was I looked at my notes because I got notes for days, just
Mm.
over all the years
Yeah.
that I've been coaching that I've just collected over time. I've read a lot. I've go to coaching clinics. I've about videos. I have mentors. And he's deceased right now, but probably my number one mentor of my career was Coach Dave Bryant.
Mm.
He passed from COVID.
Okay.
It's been a couple years now, and he spoke a lot of things into my life, man. He knew me when I was a little boy, playing ball, and when I became a coach and moved back home, he just grabbed me, and I grabbed him back. and but so I'm sitting there and I'm just trying to figure out a way to help, you know. And so,
Yep.
man, I sat down and was like, man, how can I do this? And I'm already nervous about doing live videos because everybody doing live videos about something, and
Yep.
and I just sat down and I was talking to my assistant coach at the time, who's also my wife's cousin, and just
Okay.
sharing some stuff with him. And he was like, man, do it, man, do it. So, and it just started, and I stuck with it for 18 weeks. It was
Mm.
going all the way into the basketball season, man. I just kept showing up.
Yeah.
Uh, and the idea of a sanctuary, of course, that's a place of solace, a place of peace,
Yep.
a place, and so that's what I use to, like I said, my church background. But man, the bottom line is I'm just seeing more, even though I feel like I got a whole lot more to give to the game. My
Mm.
attitude was, man, coaches need help.
Yeah.
Like they want to coach basketball or football or something, but then they get into it and they find out
Hmm.
that ain't what we're doing.
No,
It's
that's
just
not.
it's just not. And so this mindset of the Culture Sanctuary was for us,
Yes.
like to share experiences. Not that I'm just the genius and the number
Mm.
one expert in the world, but man, but I got some experiences. I got some stuff that I went through that I overcame, man, and learned from, and I just decided that I was going to be a guy that helps. I've been around almost 20 years, and I was getting phone calls and text messages anyway from coaches all over the state, just always asking quick, what you think about this, what you think about that, and I just decided to be a help. I just decided to be a help, man, and so it turned into the Coaches Sanctuary, and it turned into 18 episodes. I had planned on coming back after the season, and then something just it didn't feel like I should. Just something I just
Oh,
never got around to it. But I kept chipping away, and man, last year is when I wrote my curriculum called the Coaches Code.
okay.
And man, when I tell you, I work with a young lady by the name of Dupe Alaru out in Long Beach, California. Man, she's a online personality, a Christian content coach. We
Mm.
met some years ago online, man, and kept in contact. And I got a chance to work with her, man. And now I got a whole curriculum, out. And it's the steps that I took over the years, to overcome stress, to overcome frustration, lacking self confidence,
Mm.
lacking self esteem, the steps that I took, man, and it turned into a curriculum. So, that's gonna be the next phase. So it's no longer called the Coaches Sanctuary. Now, when you see me, you saw some of my posters and different things now say the Coaches Code.
Yep.
And like I said, the website's almost done. And matter of fact, it is. You can go in there right now if you go to edgerhamilton.com and go to the landing page and put your email address in there. Man, you have a free download in there. And then once everything gets launched, man, you're gonna see me more and more because I just feel like, man, I'm just being intentional about just being here for coaches because we want coaches to enjoy coaching in spite of all the foolishness that's going on, in spite of the
Yeah.
parents, the fundraising, the kids with attitudes, and
Mm.
they're struggling at home and all the mental health stuff, man. My purpose is to help coaches refocus why we do what we do because we say it, but we don't know what that means.
That's true.
We say it's more than a game. We say it's bigger than basketball, bigger than football. We say that we're more than coaches. We say those, but sometimes we still don't really grasp it. So what the coaches code is doing is going to help you to really, really understand what that means. Because the bottom line is, if I'm not in a good space, I can't give the kids my best.
That's true.
I can't. And they're going to feel my frustration. You said it, Coach.
Yeah.
Coach, there are times, Coach, I've apologized to teams,
Yeah.
because I was stressing and going through stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't in a good headspace. But guess what? They needed to hear that though. They
Yeah.
needed to know that Coach don't get it right all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And they need to see men that are transparent and vulnerable with our lives. And when we make mistakes or make bad decisions and be able to fess up to it and stand up and say, man, look, I did this wrong. Like our kids need that more than just the game. The game is the vehicle that we use to build these relationships that we have with these kids. Because number one, before anything else for me, I want as many of my players that I've coached to become committed husbands and fathers.
Yes. That's true.
That's the 98% that don't get a scholarship to college.
That's true.
See, we talk about the 2%. 2% get scholarships.
Yeah.
98% don't get athletic scholarships. Might get academic scholarships, but we don't talk about the 98% enough. And so the coaches code is going to help coaches build winning programs. And winning don't mean titles all the time, man. I had to learn that.
Yeah.
Like, man, I had a powerhouse program at Fair Park and at Southwood. We were a program, I'll say that with great pride. We were one of the best teams, Of course, you got to have talent. Didn't always have talent, but we were one of the best teams, man. And people, it was a battle when you played against our teams. Okay. And most of those guys now, they are doing well in life.
There it is.
That part for me is what I had to learn the value of why I coach the way I coach. Because everybody can't play for me. They just can't. Because the accountability is so high.
Yeah.
And that's okay. But then when you get the phone calls, the text messages, the inboxes, the invitations and stuff like that, man, it was worth it.
It was worth it.
It was worth it, man. So the coaches sanctuary was just the mindset was, man, coaches need help. Because we need to have fun coaching again. And get back to making sure that it's fun, enjoyable experience, and but making sure that we're not giving other people's children more than what we give in our own families. Because I got an 11-year-old in there, and he's getting ready to enter to being a teenager.
Yes,
he needs me more now than anybody else's child needs me.
That's right.
And if I don't do right by him, then everything else I did is pointless, man.
That's true. Oh man, Coach, that's powerful. That's powerful. You're telling the truth because I got 5 granddaughters from the ages of 8 to 2, and right now, that's my world,
man.
All 5 of them, they're my world. And the cool part, my youngest one, she's Down syndrome, and she loves basketball.
Oh man.
So I could sit and watch, like I was watching film today. She right there, just cheering and excited. My wife said when she had the game, she's screaming and hollering for us. And then my second oldest granddaughter, she's the one that picked up the basketball.
Yeah.
So I already know I ain't done. Whenever I walk away, so I already know what that's about. So that's cool. So Had to ask you now, as a minister, is it hard to stay focused, with your faith when you're coaching kids at times? Because
Yes.
yeah, because they can send us that other way sometime. You
Yeah.
know, just how do you balance, when you get to that point with them?
So man, I'm gonna share the story along the lines of when I had no balance.
Hmm.
Not just talk about a success, man. Look, man, I'm tell you something. Back when I was at Fair Park there, and I transitioned there, and we were struggling,
Okay.
struggling, man. Just um, during that time frame, bro. I was my priorities were out of order,
Mm.
and a lot of times, I've learned I really don't use the term balance anymore because the bottom line is that when you have your priorities in order, it's
Mm.
always going to be something is going to be imbalanced, meaning what's most important at that time is always going to shift, and you got to be able to make sure that whatever the main thing is the main thing.
Mm.
Like, so we got this, we use the cliche about balance and everything, but the truth is we never achieve that because we wear so many hats,
Yeah.
and our schedules shift and move so much. No matter how much you plan, it's always moving. And so for me, man, um, my faith was tested. My marriage was tested.
Mm.
When my son even was just about to be born, and after he was born, all those things were tested, man. Because when it comes down to your relationship with Jesus Christ, what people don't understand is, and what you have to learn is that it's purely your choice.
Mm.
God ain't gonna make you do nothing.
Mm.
And if you're not in His Word to know what His Word teaches us how to prioritize our life, that's when you screw up.
Mm.
Um, there came a time, man, where basketball was more important to me than God.
Mm. Wow.
Bottom line. And
That's
that's when I found myself out of whack.
yeah.
When I started to develop habits, that was shameful to talk about.
Yeah.
But you can just imagine whatever you want to right there. One day I'll be able to share details, because
Yeah.
I'm not afraid to do that. But
Yep.
man, but bottom line is, man, is that me and my wife both, we could have got to a point that was like, man, screw this, we done.
Mm.
And so for me, man, during that time frame, it got so bad to a point um, where a conversation with my mother-in-law, who's a praying woman, pulled me
Mm.
to the side, and we had a conversation, man, and she hit me right upside the head. She
Mhm.
just knew because I play music at the church too,
Yeah.
and so when she called me on some things, bruh, I didn't lie. I
Mm.
just put my head down, and I really was like, "Phew, okay, I can get some help."
Yeah.
And so with that, what happened with me because of being out of right relationship with God, man, I sat down in my church for 7 months. I didn't teach any classes. I didn't play the music, nothing, man. Just
Okay.
counseling, therapy, man. Conversations with my wife, man. And it might have been the best 7 months of my life
Mhm.
because I had to get refocused.
That's
Had to
right.
get refocused. And everybody's life is different. A lot of times we get caught up. We see people with money, we see them famous, or we see other coaches that's winning a lot and stuff, and we think everything is great. But the truth
Mhm.
is, man, it's a great sacrifice for that. Sometimes you don't know what price people are paying
That's
for the
true.
lifestyle that we see. Um, so man, yeah, I was tested, man. I found that I learned a lot about myself that I didn't want to admit. You
Yeah.
know, um, man, low self esteem, low self worth, um, man, pride, self centered, all
Yep.
those things. And watch this, coach. I'm saying all the right stuff to my kids. I'm saying the right stuff
Mm.
because I know the right stuff to say.
Mhm.
You think about it, man. Like I know what to say. I know the lingo. I know what to say. But the bottom line was is that it didn't have impact at the time because I wasn't living it.
That's
I
right.
wasn't living it. My life was not matching my words. So guess what that caused? A lot of stress, a
Yeah.
lot of anxiety, man. So I'm coaching hard and I'm trying to I'm trying to make myself feel good by medicating myself with basketball.
Yeah.
And it just got worse and worse and worse. But finally, man, when I got to that point where I just faced who I really was as a person, I had to say, man, I'm not a good person. I got a lot of stuff going on with me that's not good. My heart's in the wrong place, and God, I need help.
Yeah.
And when that happened, immediately,
Mm.
next year, we wound up being, that was a year we went 19-11 and 9-1 in district and went to the playoffs for the first time.
Wow.
And from that point, it just went up.
Okay.
After I had to deal with what kind of person I really was.
Yeah.
Because when you say that you have a relationship with Jesus Christ, man, and you go against it, we're going to be tested differently. You know what I'm saying? And now that, mind you, that don't mean I became the perfect person. It just, I stopped lying to myself with who I was as a person.
That's true.
Had to face the fact who I really was, and then having a wife that wasn't afraid to check me.
Yeah.
And I don't say that in a negative way. Just she asked the right questions. My wife can tell when I'm not studying my Bible. She can tell when I'm not spending time with God. Like, she knows. She just say, "Baby, you been in your word."
That's true.
And so with that, man, I found myself when it came down to the kids, because a lot of times you can kind of get in trouble when it comes down to religion in school, stuff like that. But I had Jeremiah Williams, who is a legend here in Bossier Parish. In Louisiana, he's a legendary coach. It's kind of like a big brother to me. We both were mentored by Dave Bryant, and he told me one day after he was done coaching, he's now an administrator of the school board. He said, man, the scripture said, he that wins souls is wise. And that means Jesus spoke in parables. So that means I can give biblical principle without necessarily quoting scripture.
Yeah.
So when I embraced that and I was able to share things with them, with the guys, and when I mess up, if I do something out of whack, the guys that I coach will tell you, Coach Hamilton, apologize. Like, people see me fussing and yelling at the games, and they just think you just this old mean fuddy duddy, but they don't know the kind of conversations you have with your kids.
Man,
like, my kids talk, man. We talk. Like, they tell us stuff that they ain't telling their own mom and daddy.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so there's a relationship there. So when the expectations are set by us in practice every single day, and we're not doing that in games, and they see you fussing, they don't understand. That kid know. You know exactly what it is. Then we work on them. And so, so when it comes down to the ministry part of, I think the part of, for me, I'm so animated as a coach. If somebody was to see me coaching, man, they'll think I was just stone crazy. You know what I'm saying? But I don't cuss kids out. I don't call them names. None of this stuff. I'm on their butt about everything. But what I've done now, as an assistant coach now at Seminary, is I made it purposeful to kind of mellow out a little bit more right now. Because I don't know if I'm gonna be a head coach again. I don't know. But if I do, I want to have a different approach. Still be fiery, but have a different approach. But so when it comes to the ministry, man, it's more of just be what comes out of your mouth. That's all. Be what comes out of your mouth. Because these kids know that if they find out you a liar, you know what I'm saying? Like, right, you'll mess up everything. So just be what comes out of your mouth, man. And like I said, and I always wasn't. I mean, it's just the truth. But like I said, I'll be the first to apologize. I will. And we have a real conversation, because you and I both know, me and our pride, we don't apologize for nothing. And so we're teaching our boys, how to be that kind of man when they become a husband and father. You know what I'm saying? So, so man, I don't try to just make sure I'm right at everything that I do. I mess up, but I wanna be an example as best as I can. I want to do the best I can do, man. And so that's ministry, man. Just be what's coming out of your mouth.
That's, man, Coach, I like that. I can't wait. I'm gonna send this to a lot of my coaches here in this city, as well as all the way down to Detroit, man. They gonna love this. Because you helping us right now by just ministering to us through this podcast. and
Wow.
you helping us, so I appreciate it. And it's, just to piggyback on something you said, I was here for a while with my teams.
Uh,
Right now, I'm at the bottom.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I've been frustrated going through, but then
Yeah.
it's like you said, my wife got to me and she was like, get in the closet, get on your knees and go and talk to him. Because they ain't doing nothing but telling you and showing you that it's something else. But he gonna send you through this low road to get you back to where you were supposed to be.
That's
And she
big.
right.
That's
And
big.
I listened to her. And then even a good minister friend of mine just walked up to me the other day and was like, hey, keep going through this test that God's sending you on. He said, because he seen you when you was winning.
Yeah.
Now he want to see you at that other spectrum. You
Yeah.
know, since I've been coaching almost 30 years, I ain't never been 1-18 in my life.
Wow.
One and
Wow.
eight. But the
Wow.
cool part about it, like I tell a lot of people, them boys ain't quitting.
Yeah.
They still fighting. And it's like you said, they know that it's bigger than just that ball. When you talked about the kids that's fathers, my team just last year, 9 seniors graduated, 7 of them dads now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Wow.
just had them conversations, hey, coach, and I talked to them about being a father now. So those are some of the biggest things. The best coaching I'm doing is when they come to me about, being a dad. You
Yeah.
love
Yeah.
that part of it. So
Yeah.
yeah, you hit it. But
Yeah.
man, coach, I got one more thing I like to do. Because I know, like I told you earlier before we got on air, man, when conversations flow, they flow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I apologize for keeping you long.
Oh,
I know you got things going on.
man,
But
I'm good. I'm good. Good.
okay. What's our
I'm
time
enjoying
difference?
this.
Like, like we 8:22 here.
No, we're
What
722, so we're
oh,
central. Yeah, we're
okay,
central.
cool.
Yeah, so
All
we're
right.
right there,
Yeah,
man. Yeah.
I got a god brother staying in Shreveport, Louisiana.
Are you serious?
Yeah, his name's David Jones. Yeah.
Man,
Man,
that's a
he's
small
big.
world.
Yeah, but he's big in the church and everything. I'm gonna have to reach out to him and show him
Yeah,
what you about, send him the podcast as well.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
man.
For
Oh,
real. So this
okay,
last one, coach, I like to do, man, with different people. I ask, I got 5 words, 5 words, and you tell me the first thing that come to your mind or from your heart when
okay.
they come to you. The
All
first
right.
one is family.
That's the most important thing on earth that we have.
Yes.
I mean, I think that's the only thing because of course, we always say God, family, then whatever. But
Hmm.
notice I did the most important thing on earth, because man, it's like as each day my son gets older, that's all I keep seeing. Like he's getting older. Like this Joker, every single day, you know, he's learning something new. He got a different question. Life is coming at him different. He's in middle school now,
Yep.
and it's like all the time I spend with other people's children. I have to say that.
Yep.
Like all that stuff don't matter.
Mm.
It don't matter. And
Yep.
then my wife, who I learned forgiveness through,
Mm.
and I have to say that because she very well could have threw me away a long time ago,
That's right.
and I learned forgiveness through her.
Wow.
So when I say family, man, I'll say the most important thing we have on this earth.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay. Love it.
yeah.
Leadership.
So this is my mindset with leadership.
Okay.
You cannot lead if you're not following.
Woo. Wow.
So, what are your core values as a person? What's your moral compass?
Mm.
For you and I, we said that it's the Lord Jesus Christ.
That's right.
So that means if I'm leading, I'm following
Wow.
him.
Jesus. That's right.
So it's the intention is not to be a leader. is to be a follower.
Okay.
And when you're following and other people are watching you,
Then
leadership happens without you trying to make it happen.
okay.
And I think that's when you find your most powerful leaders. If I use Bible here, Paul says, follow me as I follow Christ.
Mm.
So for us, if we're submitted, then man, look, you're not trying to lead them.
Mm-hmm.
You're just living a life you're supposed to live.
There it is.
And they watching you.
Mm.
So leadership, you got to be a follower first.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Love it. Passion.
Man,
Hmm.
I think passion helps us to be more intentional.
Hmm.
Because when you're passionate, that means there's something that you really, really, really care about.
Yes.
So that means that all the steps in order for that thing to function the way you want it to function, that's your passion. Because with passion, you don't skip steps.
Mm.
But a lot of times with passion, we just show it as emotion, things like that. But with passion, you don't skip steps. So you and I both are basketball coaches.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the shot that we get, it's how we get the shot that matters.
Mm-hmm.
Pass, the cut, the screen, the slip, the back door, all that matters to you. And you expect to get the shot you want.
That's right.
So people can go out and say, well, he did this, that, and the other. Well, you might have made a couple shots, but then on the other end of the floor, you skip the defensive rotation, you skip the block out, you skip the trap. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
All those things, that's what passion has you focused on, is you don't skip steps when you're passionate about something. Because we can fool people because we got a talent at something.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
But with passion, you do not skip steps. You're trying to learn every detail you can in order to get, and you enjoy that. You expect the end result when you're passionate. So it gets thrown off a lot of times with just somebody's emotion.
Yeah.
No, passion brings intention.
I love it. Woo, Coach, you hit this one. All right. The next one is mentorship.
Man, that's one of my ebooks.
Yeah.
When it comes down to mentorship, you have to want to have a mentor.
Yes.
You got to want that.
Yes.
And you and I both can see now, you're probably right there in your own city. You see young coaches coming in, and they think they got all the answers.
Yep.
And we were young coaches too. We were hotheads at some point in time. Like we thought we, but man, one thing about me is I ask questions. I ask questions, Doc. I will get on your nerves asking questions. But when it comes down to mentorship, you have to want that. You got to have a desire to have somebody that you can attach to, somebody that you can call or you can text, inbox, DM, whatever. So when it comes down to it, the mentor doesn't run after the mentee.
Okay.
We got it so twisted right now that we think, no, I'll make myself available to you as a mentor, but I'm not going to chase you down. So when it comes down to a consultant only responds when you call. Consultants don't pick up the phone and call who they're consulting at all.
Exactly. Man.
Coach, so when you want a mentor, you got to go get them.
Yeah.
They even tell a story about Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant was the only joker in the league that went after Michael Jordan.
That's right.
Went after him. Yeah. And nobody else did it.
Yeah, and I heard Mike say he got on his nerves. He said, but that young cat wouldn't give up.
Got on his nerves. And so to come down to mentoring, even when we're leading these kids, we're a mentor by default because they have to come to us. But it's the ones that pull you to the side and ask you the extra questions.
There it is.
message or stay in contact with you when they out of school.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
And mentors should not be seeking and going after mentees. Because if you got to do that, then that's not organic.
Yeah.
Not
That's
organic. It has to be organic. You know, for me, when my mentor, when he passed, I still got his number in my phone.
true.
I still have our whole text line. And now his wife, I call her Auntie San. We talk all the time. And
That's all right.
his sister, Sheila Dupree, she's a legendary coach here as well. I check on them
Okay.
at least once a week. I check on both of them. I told
Okay.
them, I say, Uncle Dave is gone. I said, but y'all got a nephew. I'm
That's
here
right.
when y'all need me. If they got any family function going on and I can help, I'm there for them. I check on them at least a minimum once a week. See how they
That's
doing,
awesome.
checking on them, man. And that's me just paying homage and showing how important he was to me because like I said with me, man, like when he let me know that he was available and when I
Yeah.
started reaching out to him and he answered the phone every time I call. And if he
Mm.
missed me, he'll send me a text, I'll call you right back.
Hmm.
And then when he passed, I found out he treated everybody like that.
Wow.
He
That's
made
something.
you feel like you was the only one.
Hmm.
He treated everybody like that.
Hmm.
I mean, and so man, that character trait with him was amazing. And
Mm.
so, like I said, mentorship, man, you gotta want it.
You
You gotta
gotta
want it. You gotta want
That's right. And the last one, coach, the fifth one, you're gonna get a kick out of this one. But coaching.
it. Man, how will I define that? So let's go to what I saw somebody make this post and I heard somebody talk about it. When they talk about a coach and carriage with a
Mhm.
horse. So what does a coach do? It carries you to your destination. That's what it does.
Mhm.
That definition doesn't change
Hmm.
just because it's in human form.
Hmm.
It carries you to your destination.
Hmm.
So for us, when we were coaching, remember I told you the name of your podcast, More Than the Coach.
Mhm.
The way that we carry them to a destination is by our example.
Yes. There it
So
is.
we're coach, man, you know, I think I can keep it that simple. Because in my
Mhm.
ebook, I have a breakdown of 4 types of coaches, but that's for you to go get.
That's right. You gotta go get it.
But when it comes down to sports, you have coaches that recruit well, coaches that develop well, coaches that are good at X and O's, and then
Mhm.
coaches that are great motivators.
Hmm.
You have to know your strength in
Mhm.
order to be the best example you can be.
That's true.
In order to carry your players to the destination that they want to get to, I got to be the best example at what I'm best at. Now, at times, are we great at those things? Yes. But in most cases, some coaches can recruit the best players.
Mhm.
Some coaches can motivate anybody.
Mhm.
Some coaches can take any 5 players and draw up anything, X's and O's, and they can get the right shot at the right time with the right play. You see what I'm saying? And then the other one, development. You got some coaches that they actually might not be great at
Mhm.
managing the game, but man, they can get you in that gym.
Mhm.
They can develop and develop and develop and develop and develop and get you from this point to that point in a matter of time. And that's what they specialize in. So when you know who you are, coach, lead by example
Mhm.
and take them to the destination that they want.
Man, coach, I salute you, brother. I thank you. This has been, man, one of my best podcasts, man.
Wow.
For real.
Yeah. I'm glad to
Especially
be here, man.
especially as a coach, going through what I've been going through.
Yeah.
Kind of needed this therapy for myself a little bit.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. And
Yeah.
and like I said, I'm gonna definitely push your website,
Yeah.
get coaches to go in there and join
Yeah.
and sign up, man, and continue to learn from the
Yeah.
great man, Coach Eddie Hamilton.
I
You know,
appreciate it, man. I appreciate it, man. Like I said, the website is going to be, kind of like in a web library format. And like I said, with my coaches code curriculum, man, I'm going to be, I'm going to be a part of an education conference. You'll see me highlighted here,
okay.
March the 9th, and that'll be my actual first presentation under
Mm,
this new format, man. But man, I do speaking, man, I travel anywhere, come in, man, and talk to coaches. I talk to kids, teachers, principals, anybody.
hmm.
I do that a little bit now, but like I said, that's getting ready to open up more. My calendar's going to
Okay.
open up more, and man, I will go anywhere and and just man try to add value. Um, and it's something like I said, I've kind of just been going back and forth with it for a few years, man. But I really feel like this is the place that the Lord is putting me right now
That's right.
because even as encouragement to you, coach, man, look, this what you going through, bruh,
Hmm.
man, we never get too old to be developed.
That's right. That's
Never.
right.
You
Never.
don't know what kind of lessons these boys are learning from you
That's
during
true.
this time frame. You
Hmm.
don't know what kind of seeds you sowing to those guys. And like I said, if your family, you go to work, take care of your household, man. Your
That's right.
family good. You show up, you work hard every day. You operate in integrity with your guys, and you
Hmm.
lead them by example the best you can. Ain't no telling what is being developed in you.
That's right.
Help you go to the next level in your life, and what is going to help those boys grow, man. And it's tough, man. Man, going through seasons like that, man.
Hmm.
That's man.
It's
Look,
tough.
we got egos, man. Like
Yeah,
we really want to. We try to sit them, man. We got egos, man.
that's
We
true.
feeling be hurt, bro.
Yeah. I had to
You
tell
know,
my wife I'm human, you
man.
know.
I'm telling you, yeah, bro. But you know what, man? Like I said, being rooted and grounded in like I said, whatever it is that you're rooted and grounded in, man,
Hmm.
it does help. It does
Yes.
help, and like I said, man, all your guys as they graduate and look back on those times. Coach Dave Bryant told me when he was at Woodlawn High School, the team that went 0-10 in their football season,
Mm,
boy, that team are now some of the most, I guess, what's the word, a prestigious young men in
mm,
our city councilmen, uh, fire department leaders, police department on TV. I know
wow.
one on a bail bondsman. Like these guys, like run the city. You know what I'm saying? And they were a 0-10 team in
Mm,
school, and but some of the hardest working, cleanest cut guys
hmm.
in the Shreveport Bossier came off that 0-10 football team.
That's what it's about.
You see what I'm saying? Like, because it's over with now. You know what I'm saying? It's over.
Yeah,
But those guys got developed. They got
yeah.
developed, man. And so, man, like I said, man, and some of your best memories might come from this team, man. These
Hmm.
might be some of the best memories you ever had, bro. When you look back, like, man, you're at a different phase of your life, man. You ain't the young pup no more, man. You giving
No,
something different now.
that's
Giving
right.
something, man. So I encourage you, man. Just keep doing what you're doing, man. You see, you and I always interact online. I'm
Oh
watching,
yeah,
man.
appreciate it.
And
Same here,
man, I wish I can come up there. Shoot, I might even
man.
recruit one of your guys. That's what I need. You got a 6'5", 6'6" over there. I need some size.
I got a 6'5", but he a sophomore.
You're a sophomore.
He
I
gonna be
got a couple.
okay. And I
You got
got
a
a
couple.
six. I got a 6'8", but
Uh,
we working.
we working. All right. Well,
Yeah, we working.
sometimes it take a little work, man. You
Yeah,
know what? 6'8", something to work
true.
with.
That's true. But we'll get them right though.
All right then. All
Definitely
right
get them
then.
right. But
All
most
right.
definitely, Coach, man. Like I said, it was an honor to have you on the More Than the Coach podcast tonight. You know, um, we're gonna continue to talk, continue to follow each other, and always, I'm gonna lean on you for more advice and encouragement, and I'm gonna continue watching from afar. But I'm
Yeah.
gonna promote you this way, and like you said, and I'll get with my AD now. If they ever has something we need, some professional development or something, hey, I
Yeah.
know who to contact, so you can come into school and everything.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. Most definitely, man. This and I tie the curriculum into social emotional. development as well, because that's something that a lot of schools have in their strategic plans.
Mm-hmm.
So like I said, when I come in and I help to develop the coaching staff, it directly correlates to what's happening on the campus as well. Because
Okay.
man, people get so caught up in grades, but the bottom line is, man, socially and emotionally, if kids off whack,
Yeah.
don't care about the grades no way. So
Exactly.
by taking coaches and giving them a direct responsibility to take care and prioritize their own well-being, and now they're able to be an example of that to the children that they're around.
Yes.
Now you can change the climate in a school, because people understand, man, when the athlete's right, the
Mhm.
school right.
That's cool. Right. Wow.
I
That's
mean,
true.
but I'm telling you, some people try to discount that, but man, when your athletes, so when your coaches are in a great headspace and they're able to model that in front of their student athletes and have standards set for them, and those student athletes are going out and they're following you, and they're
Mm-hmm.
going out and they're being the best students on campus, then, bruh, one thing I hated when I worked in the office was when a kid can say, "Man, y'all let them football players get away with that, man." You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Like that
Yep.
part right there. You better not say that about one of my basketball, because I tell the teachers, man, look, every rule that's written, they better follow it.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
That's
Because
true.
there's a standard there, man. Like, I've been able to win because of character, not
Yes.
talent. Like, man, one of
Yes.
my mantras is I'll never sacrifice character for talent.
Yes.
Never. And right now, man, talent is being lifted up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
talent is being pushed up, man, and
Yep.
lifted. But then all these people with the talent, they don't have no morals, no standards,
That's
no
true.
nothing. And our kids are watching this stuff.
That is
You
so
know what
true.
I'm saying? And so it's up to us coaches, man, to make sure the standard stays there. It's not that you're trying to be hard on them. That's not what it is.
Nah.
The world don't care. As soon as they leave high school, it's over.
Over.
It's
I tell
over.
them that all day long.
It's over, man. I done
Yep.
had several guys, man. Coach, you told me, man.
Hmm.
Coach, man, you said it was gonna, you know. But they
Yep.
said, man, I appreciate it though, coach, man. I ain't folding. I'm still working.
Hmm.
I'm still like, man, that's the stuff you want to hear
That's
when
right.
they learn how to fight, man. And so, right, man, never sacrifice character. When a kid is a bad character kid, you don't reward them with playing time.
Mm-hmm.
No, they gotta earn it with character. That's where your, like I said, passion drives you to the details
That's right.
and the journey. Like, so if you got a kid, I just want to jack up and shoot the ball all the time, but he don't want to defend, rebound, communicate, do those things. No, you ain't getting that shot. Matter
That's
of fact,
right.
you ain't playing. Not
That's
because I hate you. It's because, man, for the rest of your life, I'm gonna tell you something else, man. And I know I'm just kind of just talking. We talking,
mm-hmm.
man. It's crazy, how we spend time teaching our kids how to be independent.
Yeah.
But the truth is, for the rest of your life, you're gonna be interdependent.
Oh. Whoa.
You're not gonna succeed at anything without anybody. Ain't nobody self-made. I
Mm-hmm.
don't care what you create. If I go make an invention right now, somebody else gotta cut a check for it.
That's right.
I made it,
Yep.
but somebody gotta sign a contract to agree. Oh yeah, we want this merchandise and we're gonna put it in the stores and we go. So you ain't self. Everything is interdependent.
That's right.
Everything. So you have to be independently responsible.
Hmm.
But for the rest of your life, man, we're interdependent. And so, man, it's just like I said, man, we could talk forever. As a matter of fact, this ain't our last conversation.
No,
Yeah.
this ain't. We got to come back to just having conversation, coach.
Yeah, this not it, man. So I love what you're doing. I
Thank you.
really do, man. I have a lot of respect for you, coach. Anybody that's been doing this for 30 years, man, like, if you can't respect the person that's given that much of their life
Yeah.
to other people's children,
Other people's children. That's right. That's right.
and then, man, it's something wrong with you if you can't have a respect
Yeah.
for somebody that's doing what you've done for so long, man. And I pray for long life and health for you, that
Yes.
you and your wife, man, when you retire and you're done, that you're able to enjoy and still be youthful and vibrant and enjoy another 30, 40 years.
That's
You know what
right.
I'm saying? So, man, I definitely prayed it over your life. And I appreciate you, man. And thank you so much for reaching out to me. I'm so grateful that we had the opportunity to connect, and
Yes.
just looking forward to the future, man. Looking
Yes, sir.
forward.
Always, coach. And good luck too on the rest of the season.
Yes,
You
sir.
know, and always with the family, man. Hey, thank you. All
Yes,
that
sir.
input tonight is sunk in, and I know my listeners are going to enjoy that as well.
Yes, sir.
So, with that being said, coach, man, you have a great night, man, and thank you again. Yes, sir.
All right, man. Thank you. Get some rest, Doc.
Yes, sir. Got to go take this medicine for this cold.
Yes, sir.
All right, coach. You have a good
All right.
one now.
All right.
All
You
right.
have a good one. Yes,
I
sir.
know. Bye. So y'all seen it tonight. This was beautiful. Coach whew, Eddie Hamilton, man, all the way from Shreveport, Louisiana, came in and dropped some major jewels tonight. Educated me as well. You know, I'm proud of that, to be able to connect to people outside where I am. You know, and man, to learn too. So y'all, with that being said, y'all, before I get out of here, you know, I always got to pay respect and get some love to some other youngsters out here doing their thing. So with that being said, let me hit these last three.
Ayy, ayy, yeah. Prime time X. Ayy, who would have thought I would next? Brought out these diamonds just so I could flick. When I open my map, it'll get wet.
Also, y'all, coming soon from the Yard to the World podcast with Irvin Burton and Curtis Maynard. Y'all make sure y'all stay up on them. And as well, y'all make sure y'all ladies that need that hair, get with Miss Mariah's company and get y'all some hair done, or hair packages or bundles, whatever y'all call. Y'all check out Miss Deja Marshall. Straight business in the family, y'all. That's what it's about. But y'all, this your boy Coach Marshall. I had a great podcast tonight. I hope y'all learned something. I'm glad y'all tuned in, whether you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, or you listening on Apple Podcasts as well as Spotify. Hey, I thank y'all tonight. This your boy Coach. I'll see y'all next week when I bring Mr. Kente Parker from Radiant Thoughts podcast on to the More Than the Coach podcast. Y'all take it easy. Be blessed. Peace.